Hello, my name is Aaron, and in this video, I'm going to be teaching you 4 powerful secrets to always feeling good in life. And yes, they are going to blow your mind. Before we get started, I would suggest that you go ahead and grab a pen and paper or your journal as I go through the different sections, and there are going to be 4 of them. I am going to give you the benefits and the purposes, but I'm also going to give you suggested activities as well as resources in case any of these areas sound interesting to you and you find that you're in that place where you need to explore one of those secrets even deeper for yourself. Then you will have everything that you need. All the links and all of the resources and everything are going to be included in the description box. But before we get started, make sure that you go ahead and show me some love by hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon so you get notifications on all future videos. Hopefully I have given you enough time to grab what you need, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now I do have my notes down here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. Something new that I said I was going to start doing in my videos, I'm gonna try to give each video an objective right here at the beginning. So at the top of the screen somewhere, you're going to see me write the objective, and here it is developing overall well-being and harmony. So that is what the objective of the material in this video is. So remember, I told you we're going to have 4 sections. Our first one is going to be engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies. Okay, one of my most powerful secrets for you to always feel good in life is to really take the time to think about, and if you don't know, that's perfectly okay, but to discover as well your passions, interests, and hobbies. And I mean things that are actually going to fulfill you outside of needing some type of external, I guess that is external, but without needing a person to come in and be your savior. Things that you can do in order to deepen and develop the connection that you have with yourself. Actually, let me go ahead and read to you some of the benefits that I listed here. So under this, we have it encourages a deeper, more loving and supportive connection to yourself. You're going to be doing a lot of these activities with yourself, and it will open you up to more. It gives you drive while being fun and relaxing. This is going to lead also to stress relief, and something I just said, provides outlets to new opportunities. So say, for example, you have some type of passion or interest and you start engaging in it a lot, you start sharpening your skills, and maybe you can use it to make a little money, to start a side hustle, to change careers, enter into entrepreneurship. Maybe you just get really good at it and you like to do whatever it is that you like to do, and it opens you up to meeting new people or finding love. When you are engaging in these activities and going new places, it's going to open you up to a lot. Maybe you end up changing your life, like you move out of the country or something like that. But engaging in your passions, interests, and hobbies. Let me give you some implementation steps in case you are feeling a little lack in this area and you're like, I don't really know what I like. You know, knowing what you like outside of what other people tell you that you have to like or that you should like, or outside of what society says, and being able to pinpoint it, knowing specifically and exactly what that is. Because sometimes people say, I know what I like, but they can't really tell you what they like, or really they can't really tell themselves what they like. And this is important. Say you're going through some stressful period in life and you're like, okay, what can I do to get myself feeling better? I don't want to feel like this anymore. You have a definite list of things to go to in order to help you get back in balance, you know, and you're not going to have to go off on a whim or just play it by ear. You know, these things are defined for you. So my implementation steps. 1, consider what are some things that you like to do as a child. So as a child, what are some things that you like to do? You can reopen that box and explore some of those interests, and perhaps they have transformed into, you know, something new. Number 2, what interests do you have that you've been scared or daunted to explore? So perhaps there are some things that you have thought about exploring, but you haven't. One thing that's always been on my list is pottery. It's not really being scared or daunted. It's just I haven't done it. But I just think it would be so interesting. What are some of the positive and productive interests of the individuals around you? So perhaps you can gain inspiration from someone who's already doing something around you or something that you see. And number 4, finding places to engage in your selected activity. Don't worry about a friend going with you. You can ask, but it's not about them. Be super, super willing to go safely in the direction where you are called, okay? So those are my 4 implementation steps, and let me give you a resource. So the resource that I have for you for this first powerful secret is going to be the Learning Myself workshop series. So this is a series of workshops that includes tons of self-exploration exercises and activities that will help you discover what are your passions, interests, and hobbies. What are your long-term and short-term goals, things that will make your life feel more meaningful and add more purpose to your life. It helps you explore your stressors and identify activities that you can use in a constructed self-care routine in order to make yourself a priority, make your needs a priority, and really just begin your personal development or your self-care journey. So if you find that you need to discover more about your passions, interests, and hobbies, there's an entire day in that workshop series dedicated to that. It also comes with a workbook that has tons of activities and exercises for you that will allow you to explore that. So let's go ahead and move to the second secret. Okay, so the second powerful secret that I have for you to always feeling good in life, and I kind of hinted at this one already, so it's a nice smooth transition, but it's to practice routine self-care in a structured way. So here we just have a couple of components. So you're going to be practicing self-care. That's a very popular term that you hear today. A lot of people are into self-care. So practicing self-care, and that looks different for all of us, but doing it in a routine way, so consistently and in a structured way. So for me, this means having that consistency, that time and that space already set up, being dedicated to your practice, and having a fulfilling and nourishing practice that actually supports you and gives you what you need. So let's talk about this really quickly. So my benefits, I have some benefits for you. Encourages a deeper, more loving and supportive connection to yourself. Keeps you grounded, sane, and connected. Gives you a space for healing, rejuvenation, and growth, and helps you to release stress. So if you do not have a self-care routine constructed and implemented, then that's something that I would suggest that you actually get into and develop for yourself. So here, let me go ahead and give you some implementation steps. I'm going to just, go through them fairly quickly, so you can pause the video and take notes if you would like, and grab some ideas from here. And of course, at the end, then I'm going to have some resources for you. So our first implementation step is consider what stresses do you currently have. Make a list of them. So you're going to just think about all of the things that currently stress you out. So think about people, places, situations, just think about different things. Try to grasp for as many things and a variety of things as you can. Don't just focus on a person who's really making you angry right now and then you make this all about them. Think about the variety of areas in your life, the aspects of your life, and make a list of all of your stressors. Number 2, step 2 is going to be divide the individual items into categories like physical, mental, emotional, psychological. So you're going to go through your entire list, and you're then going to break that list apart, and you're going to begin to categorize the various stressors. This way you can pick up some information. You're seeing what type of stress is predominant in your life. and you're seeing the variety of stresses that are there, but this is going to help you bridge the two steps that we're going to have, the few steps that we'll have. So you're going to divide the individual items into categories. And then step number 3. So here's a resource for you. You're going to grab the free self-care ideas list and select an activity from the corresponding category in order to find new self-care activities that directly relate to your stressors. So this is a sheet of activities, a document of self-care activities that I have created, and it's organized into various categories like the ones that I've already told you: mental, physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual. And under each different category, there are a variety of examples of self-care activities and exercises that you can do that will strengthen that area. So you're basically working to bridge these two things together. You've identified your stressors, categorized them, and now you're going to use the self-care ideas list, and I'm going to include the link to that in the description box. And you're going to find activities that are calming, soothing, that directly address those stressors, okay? And make sure to pick activities that are easy for you to implement and things that seem interesting to you. Don't do something because somebody else said to do it, and you know it really doesn't interest you. Pick something that calls to you, because that's going to help you create that consistency and that structure, and that's what we're going to talk about in just a moment. So my 4th step for you under implementation for the second powerful tool, practicing routine self-care in a structured way, is kind of what I just spoke about. Setting up a structured self-care routine, including activities, tools, specific time and space. And I have created a video, I will have by the time this comes out, created a video called 4 Steps to Creating a Fall Winter Self-Care Routine. So that's something that you can also look at. I've included some more specific tips inside of there regarding these steps as well. But you want to make sure that you're setting up your self-care routine in a structured way. You know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, what time you're going to do it, all of that good stuff, so you don't psych yourself out, so you don't begin to give yourself any excuses. And this also takes the weight off of it, of feeling like a chore. A lot of people get into self-care, and then after a while their self-care routine feels like a chore, because they didn't choose activities that really nourish them and support them and that interest them. They just picked something because they heard somebody talk about it, or they, whatever. And they didn't create that structure so that it makes it easy breezy. You don't have to second guess yourself. Sometimes people feel lazy and don't want to do that. And also creating that consistency really does set it in stone. So it does give you that, yeah, we're going to do this. Let's do this. But that's what you want to have, because it does take some of the weight off of it. If you know that you're going to be doing your self-care routine every evening at 8 o'clock, then you already know what time it is. When 7 o'clock rolls around, you know 8 o'clock is about to come up. You know that you need to be getting stuff prepared and taken care of. Okay? And that leads us to implementation step number 5. Consistency is key. Select activities that nourish you, because these are easily adaptable. They can grow and transform with you along your journey, and you'll always have a way to support yourself. The more you engage and the deeper you adhere to your chosen practice, the more it will nourish, support, and encourage you. Okay? So let me go ahead and give you the resources that I have for you. The free self-care ideas list, I already talked about that, and I included it in the implementation steps under this secret that I have here for you. You can check the description box below in order to find the link to that. You can also take a look at the Learning Myself Workshop series. Day 3 in that series is about creating a structured self-care routine, and it really breaks it down in a 1-hour class. And we go through all of that, specifically doing journaling prompts where you identify your stressors, go through that self-care ideas list that's also included in that program, and set up everything, grab what you need. But And it includes more. It goes into more depth as well. So you can also take a look at that. And then if you're someone who is looking to actively practice self-care, you're like, I really want to commit myself to this, but perhaps it's been a little bit hard, or I really still don't know what to do. I always have a program going on, or for the past few years I have, you never know in the future, but check the description box, called Sacred Sunday Space. Sacred Sunday Space is a private workshop that I host twice a month. It's a private workshop through Zoom, so it's a safe space, a safe place, and I always create a structured self-care routine, and we go through that together. So it's not me teaching you how I am doing now or giving you instructions like this, like I'm doing here on YouTube or wherever you're seeing this video. But we're actually engaging in the practice. So when we're doing journaling prompts, I come with the journaling prompts for you. I give you 3 to 4 minutes in between each one. We will actually meditate together. We will actually do EFT sessions together. We will do yoga nidra. And I kind of have everything planned out. I give you time to cleanse yourself and cleanse your space. Gather whatever tools you need, crystals, your journal, tea, yoga mat. So you get your place and your space set up. And we go through a nice, well-rounded, structured self-care routine that'll hit on a few points. Each time I have a different theme and a different range of activities. So you can check that out. And then let me tell you about the other thing that I have for you. So the second resource that I have for you, and this is if you catch this video, today is October 27th when I'm recording this. 2022, but right now for the next few months, November, December, and January, I am creating a structured self-care workshop series that is called the Dark Arts Self-Care Series. And so really it is focused on using metaphysical tools that go along with the fall and winter. So things that are promote rest and rejuvenation, including dream work and lucid dreaming. So we'll be doing practices like yoga nidra, meditation, EFT, dream work, lucid dreaming. We're also gonna branch out into astral projection. I'm gonna talk about herbs. We're gonna have different classes on creating tinctures and just all types of, and even creative classes. We're going to do painting and lots of different things. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be hearing about that very, very soon, if not already. And the way that you can enroll through that is through my Patreon. So I want to make it as easy as possible. If you would like to participate in this, there's going to be a variety of workshops throughout the week and many opportunities for these self-care practice sessions throughout the week over the next few months. So it'll be something that you can subscribe to and then know that you have lots of tools and opportunities at your fingertips. So just check out my Patreon. There are going to be 2 different levels of access, and I will include the link to that in the description box. But that is all for this one, this secret, and let's go ahead and move to the next one. Here is your third powerful secret to always feeling good in life. And that's going to be to have long-term and short-term goals. I'm pretty sure you have heard about this before, but goals are so important because they really give you that drive. They give you the motivation that you need in order to just do different things in life and have different experiences, go new places. We can sum all of that up, that forward movement. We can sum that up with having long-term and short-term goals. Pretty sure you've heard this plenty of times before. Let me zoom in on my notes, my eyes. And let me give you some additional information so we can dive into this a little bit deeper. If you feel like you don't currently have any positive, impactful, meaningful goals in your life, then perhaps the information in this area will serve you well. So let me give you my benefits. Goals give you drive and a sense of purpose. They can be very action-oriented, or goals can also give you release. So such as, I've been telling you about the Dark Arts Self-Care series, that we're going to have lots of goals, but your goal in that, if you participate, is going to probably be to release and relax. And a lot of times when we go on vacation or we're doing something in the recreation area of life, then our goal is to release and relax and enjoy. So all goals don't have to be about pushing hard and overcoming obstacles and stress and struggle and all of that. It doesn't have to be that. So goals can help you level up in life and move through your process of self-transformation. And goals also help you to sharpen your skills, abilities, and knowledge. For your implementation steps, let's go ahead and dive into these. So if you are looking to establish some goals, then here you go. So implementation step number 1 is going to be to consider your contrast. A lot of times people will ask themselves when they're going through a negative situation, why would the divine, why would God, why would the universe allow me to go through such a bad experience? Well, sometimes negative experiences are there to show you the contrast and show you what to do next and where to go next. When something bad happens in your life, there's automatically a new shift in perspective that is created, and it opens you up to more. What is the thing that you would desire to change this situation around? What is this situation teaching you? So I give this example because I think a lot of people can relate to it. If you've been in a bad relationship, someone who's cheating on you, someone who's lying to you, they're being dishonest, when you're in that negative situation, immediately there's something that also tells you you value honesty, you value integrity, and you want people around you who are honest and who do act from a place with integrity. You know that you want to be supported and surrounded by love and empowerment and encouragement. And so when you first consider your contrast and then see what that is teaching you, it allows you to create some goals. So when you're doing this step, one thing that you don't want to do is observe the contrast and stay stuck in that contrast. So you don't want to approach this from a perspective of, your partner's cheating on you and they're being dishonest with you, and you decide that you want to marinate in this situation and complain and not take any inspired action that's going to lead you towards harmony. You can take all kind of action. You can start fussing and cussing and screaming and yelling and doing all of that. You can make the situation worse. They cheat, you could cheat back. There's a lot of things you can do, but you want to make sure that your actions are oriented towards harmony. So that's your first implementation step, considering the contrast. So your second implementation step in this secret, is going to be considering the blessings. So think about things that are going well in your life. Think about what do you have? What skills do you already have? What knowledge do you have? What abilities do you have that are already flourishing for you? And then once you make a list of kind of like the positive things that are going for you, that you have going for yourself, the positive things that are going on in your life, you can ask yourself, okay, what would I like this to develop into? What could I do to strengthen these skills even more? So even from considering the blessings in your life, you can take these as aspects of your experience that you want to continue moving and pushing in that positive or that productive direction. Okay, so and from my notes, what are you appreciative for that you can use to focus or redirect your attention in order to move in the direction of openness, growth, and feeling good? So one of the tips that I always give people about even considering the contrast, and I gave that before, don't stay stuck in the contrast. So you can look at your blessings and look at what things are going well for you in life in order to redirect your focus and your attention, and that will also allow you to kind of hit two birds with one stone, move forward in your life, but also to release stress and release perhaps responding and reacting from a place that's not leading you towards harmony. So your third implementation step is going to be make a list. So when you look at the contrast and you flip that contrast around and you've turned it into a goal, and then you have also considered your blessings and turned those into goals, go ahead and make a list. And then, here's what you're going to be looking for. 1, things that have come up more than once. So things on your list that have commonalities and similarities. 2, big ticket items. So things that are very important to you, things that when you look at that on the list, you're like, you know what, that really is going to improve my well-being. That really is going to change my life. 3, what is the easiest? What could you get done quickly that would give you a quick boost up in life? So perhaps there's something, some goal on there, some task on there that's really not going to take you that long, but the effect will be powerful. So maybe you want to go ahead and get that taken care of. And number 4, what is going to take you a while? Why? So you look at those goals, those big goals. Perhaps that also falls under your big ticket items, number 2. And then you can break those down into smaller goals so you can begin inching and making your way towards where it is that you want to be. So all of that was number 3, make a list. 4, analyze using those 4 points. 5, select what you want to go after. And then 6, what new skills, abilities, or experiences do you need in order to fulfill your desire? These are going to be your new long-term and short-term goals. So you made a list of the things that you want to go after. You could consider those your goals as well, but you want to get even more specific. Okay, I want to do X, Y, or Z. What do I need to do to make that happen? What do I need to do to make that happen? It's all about making sure that when you have long-term and short-term goals, that you are taking actionable steps. You're taking actual action to move forward. Making that list and just letting it sit on your refrigerator or putting it on your wall and not ever looking at it, that's not going to help you. So doing the first few items under implementation steps, that's good and dandy, but it's not going to help you if you don't actually go after it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move forward to my last powerful secret that I have for you, and I think you will have made a positive impact on your well-being in life. The 4th powerful secret that I have for you to always feeling good in life is going to be the 7 areas of life tool. And perhaps I should have gave this at the beginning, but it's going to come right here at the end. So better late than never. I was putting my notes together and I was like, you know what? I should put this in there. But the 7 areas of life can be very difficult to break down. Sometimes we feel like my life is not where I want it to be. It's not going well, and all I want to do is have abundance and well-being and just, I want to live a good life. I want to have a good life. I want things to be easier. But outside of that, we haven't identified exactly what that is. You may be in that place where you want better for yourself, but you don't know what that is and you don't know what that looks like. And that's basically what Powerful Secrets 1 through 3 were helping you to get a grasp on in a more concrete way. But the 7 areas of life tool helps to break this concept of life down into different categories in order for you to get a more detailed look at the harmony or the disharmony in your experience, your overall life experience. And they will also help you develop more targeted goals and get better results in your self-transformation, your personal development, and your self-care. So you can look at the Powerful Secrets numbers 1 through 3, and then apply this 7 areas of life tool to those in order to help you get things figured out even more. So your first area is going to be health and fitness. Number 2 is going to be your relationships. Number 3 is going to be your career. Number 4 is going to be finances. Number 5 is, let me make sure I don't skip one, personal development. Number 6 is going to be spirituality. And then number 7 is going to be recreation. And I think a lot of us often, we honestly forget about recreation. And that's one that we should not forget about, because we're not just here to do all this work and not enjoy the fruits of our labor, or not enjoy that good life. That's what we're trying to get towards, okay? So my resource for you in this area, no implementation steps. The resource that I have for you in this area is going to be the personal inquiry inventory. So this is a fillable PDF, a beautifully designed workbook, and it has more than 50 pages of self-exploration activities, journaling prompts, exercises, divided into the 7 areas of life. So you can flip right to whatever area you want to work with. And the way that it is organized, there's 2 sections of questions. One are called the first section is called the self-exploration questions, and then you have the coordination prompts. And it's a very nice design between the questions and the coordination prompts to help bring out the exact information that you need to know. You're going to have ended up discovering what it truly is that you desire, or what would fulfill you, or what would bring you harmony in that specific area in life, as well as developing 2 to 3 goals that you can begin taking action on today in order to move in that direction of harmony, okay? So that's everything that I have for you regarding, my 4 powerful secrets to always feeling good in life. Hopefully you have enjoyed this information. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. Take a look in the description box for all of those wonderful resources that I have for you. And if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I will be sure to answer them for you.